Привет из Дубая. С вами передача «Голубь мира», где разбираем крутые навыки. Спрашиваем на английском, отвечаем на русском. Подтягивайте язык или смотрите перевод в тайм-кодах. Let's talk about LinkedIn and let's start with the definition.
LinkedIn, there is no translation for Russian, or it would be the same sound. LinkedIn, соединенные В, this is a social network which was created for people to find the job, and previously it was bought by the Microsoft, and now it is consist of 800 millions people, which are most valuable on the planet. They are very resourceful. There is people of C level, B level, and so on. And when you want to find a job, especially on other territories or on other countries, you should create a profile. This is very intensive network. For example, I get daily, I don't know exactly, but thousands of letters, and I'm not able to read them. And a lot of them about money, about asking for a job or hiring proposals and consulting proposals. And sometimes I answer for these letters because they trying to pay like $1,000 per 30 minutes or something like this. When you will use Facebook or Одноклассники or ВКонтакте or other social networks, this is always about barter, about cheapness, about discount. But in LinkedIn, everyone is looking for professional.
So actually, let's decompose this network and see what are the building blocks it consists of.
Right now, I don't know exactly which block this consists of, but because several years ago, 7 years ago, I was trying to create the hugest profile in the world, and I was succeeding in it. I created my profile in 11 languages, and every profile was 350 pages. But suddenly there were several letters from VPs of LinkedIn. Come on, what are you doing? What do you intend to do? And I was saying that I want to be most connected and top viewed. And suddenly I got a message, you already top viewed and you are most connected. And you will be a reason why we dismissed the top list of most viewed and most connected people, because you are already top in both ratings for 1 year. And this is discouraging other people's. But there is a lot of different parts in LinkedIn. First, this is your profile. Second, this is feed with post of other people. Second, this is inquiry list, which contain some requests to connect. Also, there are following mode when you could choose which people to follow. This is different things, to be connected and to follow. To be connected, this means that you always could write a letter directly and person will deny it. But if you are not following person, you will not see his post or she's post, but he or she will not know about this. Also, there are a lot of learning possibilities because several years ago, LinkedIn bought Lynda.com. This is my favorite educational site, which was Canadian. With this site, I was learning Microsoft Word and Excel and PowerPoint and Access and so on. And also there are a lot of tools which I never used, but I know about them. This is how to hire people with SQL language, how to be prepared for interview even.
Maybe even to add to this, I was lucky enough to get an opportunity to work with you on the updating the resume and uploading it. And actually, the things that I've got from there is actually a lot. And it only showed that this is only tip of the iceberg, like in many, many, many ways of what could be discovered in both directions. So my next question will be knowing what is this system is, or at least having the brief idea. So what kind of levels the one person will need to surpass in order to actually become the master of the LinkedIn or use it efficiently at the top-notch level?
When you're working, for example, with Facebook, you are trying to be best of yourself. So you describe yourself with good words and you put your favorites photos, but no one will find you by your skills. In LinkedIn, several ways how to find the best person to hire. For example, you could write your short projects, your articles. You should describe your articles. You should write your summary, but not whom you are exactly is, but whom you want to be. And also there are a lot of attachments which could be uploaded, for example, like Flash, like PDF, like video from YouTube and so on. There are also very useful blog which called endorsement. You could ask people to show which skills are applicable to you. And also there are volunteering blog and social involvement blog and so on. You could be asking some people to write a short description how you was useful or how you was providing some kind of services. So this also about marks and points which you gain in with interaction with other people.
And this is something that reminds me one of the skills that we actually are studying at the School of Troubleshooters. Like when you do provide the ability to person to put any custom information instead of the drop down, it actually could lead to some non-desirable results. So let's have a look into what kind of mistakes or maybe different steps or something that would not lead to a desired outcome people may take in the hierarchy level.
Very often people are trying to be read, but not to read other people. So they put, for example, their school which are graduated, maybe some small achievements, but the main tool in LinkedIn is to search for the people. And I give such example. For example, you have a very fancy hotel in the middle of the town, but you are not attentive to these check marks in Booking.com or TripAdvisor. And some people who will use mobile application will put, for example, sauna and swimming pool and maybe laundry. And you will not appear in the results because you was so lazy not to put this in your profile. When you will write your profile, I don't know exactly, maybe like 20 pages in very low level English, but with some search phrases, you will appear in searches, I don't know, like 50 times per week. This is not enough. But if you will create especially created resume, especially for this site, taking into account how people look for another people to work with, you will find that you will have like 13,000 per day. Someone will look for you and you will get mail and in-mail. There is a difference. Mail you could get from people you are connected. In-mail from people you are not connected. And also in the feed, you will see sometimes several people are connected to Maxim Golub. Would you also to be connected with Maxim Golub? And if you are creator and you are owner of some kind of content which are goes just from you, you will be much harder offered, and your network will grow. For example, my network like now, like 80,000 people. I have nothing to do with this. I just put daily several posts and nothing more.
And actually, I think this will be a nice segue to the next question, given that the network is constantly growth, meaning that the connections between people that probably might be multiplying, or maybe some of them getting thicker in terms of the interaction, even if whether it's passive or active. What is the future of the LinkedIn? And whether it will be anything else, like maybe something that they will produce by themselves in order to go to the next level on connecting people or make them discoverable, or maybe even helping them to achieve some different new levels in education, in career, or in anywhere else.
To be honest, this is a very sad story because almost daily I see such a post in LinkedIn: do not turn LinkedIn into Facebook, because a lot of people are trying to say something which are not related to LinkedIn. For example, about politics, not just Russia and Ukraine, not just Egypt and Syria, not just some other countries which are involved in the battlefield, but a lot of stuff, and about religions and so on. Some people are trying to put their babies, their puppets, their habits and so on, and this is not interesting. People want to see something very professional, like salary survey or market research, and they want to read articles which was written not by trolls but by professionals, not the bloggers.
And my last question will be how knowing about LinkedIn could help to make this world a better place.
When I started to work with LinkedIn, it was 8 years ago. It was very small network, about 200 millions. Now it is in four times bigger. It was a very calm place, and it was a very kind place. I was writing to anyone whom I want, and I always was connected, and I always was answered. But now in the LinkedIn, too much people from China, from Africa, from India, from Pakistan, and they do just selling. They do not want to be hired or fired. This kind of joke, but they all moving some stuff like LED panels, like dried fruits, like weed, and so on. And this is a very very bad for LinkedIn, because if so many people will try to sell, it will turn to marketplace.
Работайте и делайте так, чтобы вас находили. А мы рассмотрели навык LinkedIn и чем он полезен именно вам мира.